Guys, girls, goblins, welcome back to another classic Controllers and Katanas podcast. Today, we're doing a little bit of a flashback. We are missing Kaiju, we are missing Windbreaker, we are missing Demon Slayer. It feels like a lifetime away since we started watching the new episodes and the new seasons of these anime. And we want to sort of reminisce and have a bit of a nostalgia. So we're starting off with a tier list, and this is our Spring Anime 2024 tier list. We've got a few characters, not every character, because this will go on for hours if we had every character. We've got about 10 from Demon Slayer, 10 from Windbreaker, and around 10 from Kaiju, and we are just going to rank them between S, A, B, C, and D. We might have some S, we might have some A. This isn't what our best characters are of all time. This is just from these three anime, so just keep that in mind, that we're not comparing them against sort of like our favourites of all time. So it might be an S in this one, but it also could potentially be an A or a B in an overall anime ranking. But yeah, we'll kick it off straight away, I think. I think we go straight with Bako, mate. For those of you who don't know, that is Mina's Tiger from Kaiju number 8.
Yeah, so Mina's Tiger. S rank, mate.
S rank, 100%, mate. I'm with you. There. All the way, mate. All the way.
In the anime, it doesn't really do a lot. Like, it's badass. He jumps around a bit and like growls and stuff, but straight S. Boom.
I'm not being funny, mate. It's a white pet tiger. Like, how are you not ranking that in S tier? Like, at all. Speaking of animals, let's go for a human animal, mate. What about our main man in Osuke? What we saying?
Ooh.
I think
A.
I would say A for this season.
Yeah.
However, I must admit, if in terms of the last episode and everyone falling into the Infinity Castle at the end, Inosuke has the best entrance to the Infinity Castle, I think, out of every single character. Like, the way he's falling down and he's buzzing, like, he's absolutely buzzing. He's smiling. He's so happy, and he just puts his ball hat on, mate. Honestly, that is the coldest entrance to the Infinity Castle ever, I swear to God. So,
yeah, it's like he knows all the training's going to come into...
Yeah, he just loves a fight as well, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he loves a good fight, doesn't he, Inosuke? I don't know if you want to pick one here, mate.
Yeah, what about... let's go Kafka.
S tier, mate. 100%.
The main man. Yeah, definitely S tier.
I love him. I love the way he's written. I love his obviously his values and what he stands for. I love his humour. I think he's just a very well written character. So yeah, I've got him down as an S tier. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'd totally agree with you there. I just love the little bit of comedy bits that he has with it. And he obviously turns the kaiju and is literally smashing things. And obviously this bird has been forced upon him of being the kaiju, and I think he handles it pretty well. And obviously he makes loads of friends in the show as well,
yeah,
along with it. And I just think it's great. I think S tier is for him, I think.
Oh, 100%. I think as well, just to put into light how good Kaiju number 8 was and how unexpectedly good I think it was for a lot of people, is that one of my best mates, Grant, he listens to the podcast regular, and he's been, obviously he works a lot at the moment, does a lot of evenings and weekends and that sort of stuff, so he's catching up, and he messaged me the other day and he was like, I need to start watching some anime. So I've given him access to my Crunchyroll, and he watched like Kaiju in a day. Like, he smashed all of it in a day. He was like, this is so good. Like, it is it's so good, mate. It's such a good anime, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of wish I did watch it in bulk like that. Like, watching shows in bulk, you just can't stop, can you? But obviously we had to wait every week, didn't we? But
yeah,
it was good for the podcast. It was good for the podcast.
Oh yeah, it's very good, and we'll get to that a little bit later on, and the struggles I'm having currently in terms of watching anime. But yeah, I'm definitely going to rewatch binge the entire thing before the new season comes out of that. I think I want to kind of stick to the Kaiju road on this one, and I'm going to go down sort of like a best friend route here. I'm going to go with Ichikawa. I'm positive I put him on this list somewhere. Here he is.
Yeah, he's there. I can see him.
Ishikawa.
So, I'd say A, personally.
Yeah, I'd say A. I feel like next season we might rank him higher if he gets stronger and gets a little bit better.
Uh,
He's a great character. He's obviously a great friend to Kafka. Again, he's got a very well written arc in terms of his trajectory of him being better and getting stronger. And I do feel like next season, I feel like he's gonna shock us all. I think in terms of how powerful he potentially could get. So I put him in A now, but I do feel like if we did this in a year's time or whenever the new season comes
yeah.
out, by the time we finish that, we might think differently.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I liked with Itchy as well, obviously, like he built this big friendship with Kafka, but also in battle, he's pulling out these like burst rounds, the frozen rounds,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's coming in
Which I thought was
clutch,
pretty cool. And then he's got now, like you say, he's got this goal of not being saved by Kafka, but hopefully in the future getting stronger. So then he's saving Kafka, which I don't know how he's going to do it, but it'd be awesome to see. And like you say, when the new season comes out, maybe it will be S tier. Seeing how it goes, see how stories goes. So.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna jump over to Windbreaker. I'm gonna keep a sort of similar theme with MC to friend ratio. So I'm gonna start with Sakura, the main man.
Sakura.
Yeah, the main man. Sakura, Sakura Hacker, innit? Legend, isn't he?
I mean, is his ranking in his name? The first name of his.
Is that a sign? Is that a sign from the gods?
It's got to be a sign, isn't it?
It's got to be a sign, mate. It's got to be a sign. I'd rank him up there as well. The development from this character in terms of a personal aspect from him, especially when he's obviously he knows nothing, he knows nobody, and he gets to the end of the series and he's got a load of friends and a good group of friends behind him, and he's becoming more social and he's obviously helping out his classmates, and he's grew a lot as a person and as a character throughout the show, and he's just sick as well. To be fair, isn't he?
Yeah, I just love this character because obviously he's a great fighter, but also, like you said, as he develops, we get to see all this awkwardness that he experiences through this path to becoming, socially better. And yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it's
so funny.
very enjoyable to
Cool.
watch. So, and as I say, with the best friend main character scenario, I'm going Neri next up.
Neri, I'd say personally A for me.
See, I'd go
A,
with,
B.
I was going to go B, and it's not because I don't. It's not because I don't like the character. I do think he's a good character, but he is a bit of a dork, isn't he? Like he's got good knowledge and all this sort of stuff. But there's a couple of moments where are quite a bit funny with the way he reacts to certain situations. But in terms of his development and things like that, he's established straight away that he's a stats guy. He takes everyone's notes down. He learns about people, and by the end of it, he's still that same guy essentially. So he's not had that much development. So, but he isn't a horrible character or a bad character. He's just not as well developed as some of the others.
Yeah, I think like with the other characters, like I think next season, if we were to do it again next season, maybe he would rise to A, because obviously he's learning all these fighting styles from the different characters.
Yeah.
And maybe he might do a bit of training and start learning or fighting in all these different styles that he's learned, which would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, he could turn into some dark horse, mate, and just have like a multi-style fighting pattern, mate.
Starts battering everyone.
It's like the last Airbender, but in Windbreaker, mate. The last Windbreaker.
Yeah, so dash him in B if you want.
Yeah, I'll put him in B. I think
that's.
I believe in him, but as of right now,
I got one for you.
Go on.
Kaiju number 9.
D, mate, 100%.
D.
I'll tell you why. I understand that this guy is going to cause some issues, mate. But I hate the way he looks more than anything. Like his attacks are just gross as well, mate. Like his attacks are literally growths coming out of his fingers and stuff. Like I just can't stand him, mate.
His attacks. It reminds me of like if you've got a spot and you burst it, it's like it's bursting spots of people.
Oh yeah, literally pimple popper, isn't it?
But yeah, like I say, the look of him, his head looks like I said, I think it was last week. I said that it looks like a Star Trek, like ship. His forehead looks massive, doesn't it?
Oh, it's ridiculous, mate. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's got like an upside down cone for an head, mate.
Yeah, terrible design compared to obviously Kaiju number 8, Kaiju number 2, which we saw in I think it's final episode, wasn't it?
Oh
yeah, a bit like Godzilla. So
Oh,
yeah,
number two,
definitely
yeah.
D for me. Then.
Yeah, D for me, mate, as well. I'm gonna
Down in
stick.
the bin.
I'm gonna stick another guy in D, mate. If you agree, I'm going with I think his name's Kariuma, or something like that. He's one of the not
One of
Bofior.
the
He's one of the
bullies.
Shistorin guys, isn't he? One of the
Yeah,
bullies
yeah.
from Shistorin who started the whole. Essentially, was chasing that one of the Bofiorin like younger guys
Yeah.
with his mate. So I'm chucking him in D, mate, and I'm also his mate Arima as well. He's a douche lord, mate. I felt sorry for them at first when we was watching, obviously, this episodes go through, when Tagami just started battering him. After he learned, obviously, that they were bullying, I was
Yeah.
quite happy about that. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm chucking both of them in D, mate. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, and like you said, they caused so much like hassle, didn't they? Because
Yeah,
obviously this whole fighting tournament, Tomiyama literally battered loads of both Fiore and Nini to get to obviously challenge him for this fight. So yeah, it caused a lot of hassle, and they literally got battered straight away, didn't they? In
oh
their
yeah,
fighters, done out
literally
straight away.
demolished, mate.
And it kind of like it shows you a bit of a story. I think it's of is it Konami or whatever. They showed a bit of the story with him, like a bit of a backstory that they were best mates. But it's like kind of, nah, mate, you've done wrong. So you deserve a D
Deserve it,
ranking out on
mate.
your forehead, mate.
D on your forehead, mate, and that's not a euphemism.
I got one for you.
Go
um, Kiriko.
on.
What are you saying about
Kikuru.
Hikaru?
Shinomiya. Honestly, mate, I'd genuinely rank her S.
Because the axe.
The axe, mate. Not just that, but she's such a good character, mate, isn't she? Like, especially towards the end when you see, obviously, she also cares about, obviously, her team, and obviously she cares for Kafka, and she's trying to plead with her dad and all that sort of stuff. And the axe is sick, mate. Like, I really, really like her design as well as a character. I think she's a well designed character. Yeah, I'd put her in S tier, mate. I really do like her as a character.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. And I do love her entrance to the show, where she literally, Kafka parks in her space and she just picks the van up and throws it.
Yeah, it's so sick.
I love that. That was so funny. And like you say, like her combat ability is so good. Like literally running at walls. It reminded me a lot of Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah,
like I mentioned. And yeah, I did love that. And that axe, third best in the base, gets given an axe to smash up
just to help
kaiju
out.
with it. Yeah, so good.
Speaking of women of kaiju, well, what do we think to Mina, mate? Mina Ashiro.
It's got to be S on it.
S tier, mate. Godly woman.
Her with that sniper rifle
Do you know
cannon
what?
thing.
I'm moving her next to the tiger, mate. It's only fair, isn't it?
Next to her mate, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's only fair. But yeah, with the
But
sniper.
we're here with the sniper cannon just literally blowing things to pieces. And obviously, and then she obviously did a defense against with Kafka, didn't she? And obviously she's good mates with Kafka. And I'm intrigued to see how her story goes coming into season 2.
Oh, definitely, mate. Definitely.
Yeah, so because obviously Kafka's now obviously survived the execution, and now they'll be working together hopefully. So we'll see what
Part of the team.
goes. Yeah, man. Got what he wanted, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Right next to her. Right, I've got one for you then. What about Beardy? You know the one.
Really, mate. Honestly, it's a hard one for me because when he started fighting Kafka, and obviously he learned about, and when you learn a bit more about him, and obviously him testing Kafka to the limits, essentially, he wasn't planning on killing Kafka or anything like that. I did like him more, but I hate his beard so much, mate. And he's a proper shit dad, innit? Let's be honest. So, like, I've got him down as a B.
Yeah.
He could be higher than that, but it's just too...
His rank's in his name again, isn't it? B for Beardy, mate.
B for beard.
But yeah, I agree with you. He's such a crap dad. Like, when you first get into the show, you see him, like, how he treats his daughter, and you're like, nah, this guy's a knobhead. But then obviously when he fights Kafka and he gets his gauntlets out, Kaiju number 2 gauntlets, and starts fighting, and that was good.
Yeah, I could easily have put him in D, But the fact that he's obviously he's essentially helped Kafka in a way and accepted him almost in a sense. I've got to respect it. Do you know what I mean?
I love the bit where he's talking as well, and Kafka falls asleep while he's talking. He's like, "Oh, I'm still talking to you."
Oh mate, what are you doing? I'm literally chatting with you, pal.
Yeah, actually, I'm still talking. Actually, yeah, definitely B for me. I got one for you then. What about Furashi, the shark teeth dude?
Ooh. See, I do quite like his character, and I like.
I do. I love his character,
and I like his sort of like rivalry with Ichikawa.
Yeah.
I'm honestly torn purely because we've not seen that much of him. I want to say A. I don't think he's an S tier character.
I'd say A. Personally.
I could put him in B, but because I do like him and I do like the interactions, like when he's in the hospital bed. Yeah. Like, what did old man do? So he told us about the weakness, did he? Oh yeah, he did. Oh, cheers, old man.
It's a bit dippy, isn't he? But
Is again?
I do like him as a character.
Where, you know he's trying hard, and he's just got a little bit of comedy about him as well.
And obviously, he's building this friendship up with Ichikawa as well. And he's trying to, when he was feeling down, he's trying to help him out, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's
trying to crack jokes and stuff. And then obviously he's upset because Ichi's like moved on now, hasn't he? So.
Oh yeah, mate, because he's moving, redeployed, mate, redeployed. We're running slim on Demon Slayer characters here, matey. I'm going to go with Gyu.
Oh,
the water Hashira.
See, all these Hashira are sick. So.
See, I'm rating these purely on the interactions that went off within
in this season,
the Hashira training arc within this specific season, not overall. Okay. And Gyu's, I think, in terms of the backstory and stuff like that, they're all pretty much similar, really, in terms of like the backstory and things like that. But what I like the most about the Gyu one is like the little connections from previous episodes, where obviously the previous season where Tanjiro's training in that woodland, and it turns out it's Gyu's mate, who's actually like a ghost. Like, it's like it connects a lot of dots, doesn't it? Yeah. Got hiccups. It connects a lot of dots. So for that, I think I would put Gyu in an S tier.
Yeah.
His kimono's sick as well. I love it, mate.
Yeah, because it's half. Is it like half his into half?
Yeah.
Sabuto.
I will admit though, I've only got 2 Hashira in S tier.
I don't know who the other one is.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
I know.
You know him, best mate. You've met him.
Has he got a mate? Has he got a mace?
You've met him.
He's a swing a mace around. Stone Hashira.
Stony, mate.
He's up there for me. It, mate? This guy is sick, and I loved his little backstory.
I'm chucking him back in. I'm chucking him up there. S tier, mate.
We found out his backstory and like
Giammi, I think his name, isn't it?
Yeah, he had this power within him, and then literally when he comes face to face with that demon, it literally rips his arms off and smashes him into the ground. I was like, woo!
Just how sick he was as well with Muzan, mate.
Oh
Muzan
yeah, that
Jackson,
final bit.
Yeah, where he's got that massive spiked flail and he's walloping him in head and stuff. It's mental.
And obviously, he was the most trusted out of all of them by the master, wasn't he?
Because, yeah,
it's definitely S tier for me. That guy, get him up there.
He's a legend. I'm trying to think what we've got. I'm going to go with Zenitsu, mate.
Zenitsu, love that guy.
See, he's not S tier for me, Zenitsu.
No, it's A for me, but
he's definitely A. This season, I could put him in. I would have ranked him in B, to be honest with you. But when he gets that letter, mate, and he just switches like that, mate, and you think something's happening in his head here, like something big's going on. Do you know what I mean? And then again, is his reaction when he's just falling and his eyes just open, mate, when he goes through into the Infinity Castle.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cold as well, mate. So I've got him in A, mate. Old Zenny.
But yeah, I'd say A as well. The favourite part of the season, though, for me, I think it's got to be, in the training for the Stone Hashira.
Oh, yeah.
And all them comedy bits in that episode, literally.
Mate, where he thinks he's drowned and he just goes down the river.
It's like hugging that rock and stuff. It's so funny. I just love it.
Oh, it's proper good, mate. Proper good.
What about what's it about Tanjiro's crow?
S tier, mate, isn't he?
all the
All the crows, mate, are some of the best side characters in any anime ever. I don't care what anybody says. They're all so funny, mate. Like, I absolutely love how much they just absolutely shit on every single one of the like members of the Demon Corps, mate.
I love the serpent Hashiras crow the best. That for me. That was like god tier because in that episode when they're all training, there's like literally just taunting them.
It's
like,
so funny,
oh,
mate.
you're
Like,
not running off your crap and all
you're
that.
rubbish.
And then they like try and walk off, don't they, to go to the well or whatever, trying to get away from it. And it's literally following them like, you're crap,
You're crap. You're crap. You're not gonna do it. You're useless. I just love it when the crows then just start arguing with each other as well. Seeing as though we've done his crow, we may as well do Tanjiro as well, haven't we?
See, Tanjiro for me is always
He's always
tier, isn't it?
Tanjiro, right? I don't care what anyone says. There's a lot of Demon Slayer haters out there, believe it or not. I think Tanjiro is one of the best MCs in any anime ever. Like in terms of his development and in terms of obviously his values and that sort of thing, and obviously what he's been through and his journey. I love Demon Slayer so much, and obviously if they wrote him differently, it might have not been as good. But I do love him. He's sick. Tanjiro is sick. The little Russian dwarf man, anyway.
I love the best way. Like it's a training. He just like rips his top off. It's like Rambo, isn't he? Like...
It's like who's this 4'7" geezer, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's solid, isn't he? And he's like you say, I love the character. He has his comedy moments, and when he starts fighting, it's definitely S tier for me.
Very good. What we're saying about Hiragi, Sharktooth from Windbreaker.
See, I don't know, but it'd be A or B for me. That guy.
The reason, I do like his interactions with Umame. You know, because he's like a very nervous person. He can't eat spicy food and all. He's got like irritable bowel syndrome or something, hasn't he? Like, and obviously his fight's pretty good, but we see a little bit about him. But like you say, I didn't really connect so much with him. So I'd say a B for myself with him, to be honest with you.
But yeah, I mean, he did have that fight anyway.
Yeah, he's still good.
Yeah, it's just obviously, I think all the other characters like kind of outshined him.
Yeah.
As a
like versus, I'd prefer.
That's fine.
I've not added him in the list, but you know that the wrestling guy. I actually think I'd prefer. I'd rank him higher than Hiragi, because he was just dead funny, mate. I loved him to bits. To be fair, should have added him to it.
With that same guy, the wrestler, I love the bit in that episode where literally straight away, first move he does, dragon suplex, wasn't it?
Pulls him in straight away, mate. Literally no chill at all.
Talking to crazy dudes about Tomiyama.
Tomiyama, mate. Choji Tomiyama. I think, honestly, I'll put him in C. Like, I don't think he's not, obviously he is a bad guy, and I think the way he developed and the way everything ended, I think it was probably a little bit too quick, to be fair. It was always all a little bit like, oh, is that it, sort of thing, like, oh, that's happened, he's good now, type thing. But he was very erratic. I didn't like his voice. There's like a few little bits in it that I didn't really like him that much as a character. I could probably put him in a B, but I feel like I prefer like Niri, Hiragi, and even Kikuro's dad probably more than him.
Because of the beard?
Yeah, because of the beard, mate. Sick beard, that, mate.
Yeah, put him in C for crazy, innit? Because he was crazy.
Literally, and Choji. It's in his name, mate. Choji Tomiyama,
mate. What about... who have we got left?
We've got Muzan.
Muzan. What about
Muzan Jackson?
I was on about Muzan Jackson.
Yeah.
I literally saw something on Facebook where It was literally Michael Jackson leaning over. Or no, I think it was the intro to a Michael Jackson song. And then him, like underneath it, like slides underneath. It's literally the same.
Mate, I'm not even joking.
That's what Ian's on about.
You know, since I said it, I see loads of memes. I sent a meme. I'm just going to quickly get it up now and I'll tell you what it says. It's dead funny, mate. Well, it made me laugh anyway. It literally is. You're just waiting till Muzan hits us with the breath of dancing first form moonwalk.
But I think he's a sick character, Muzan.
I honestly, as a baddie, mate, I honestly think I'd put him in S tier.
Yeah.
I really do like him because obviously he is the demon. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't put disrespect on his name, mate. He's a bad man, especially from what he's just been through, mate, and recovered and managed to get him into that Infinity Castle. Mate, he's a nasty guy, he is.
It literally turned like a near-death experience to like bring him down to into his lair where he's gonna.
He trapped him, hasn't he?
Yeah, so he's gonna be in charge now. He's
he's a smart dude. He is smart.
Setting the moods up. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Egru, mate. Snaky dude.
That's a legend, mate. I loved him. Like when I first started watching the show, I was really intrigued by this guy. I was like, what's he all about? He looks sick with his like cobra on his back. And then when you see him fighting,
to be fair, I said I only had 2 in S. I could put this guy in S tier. That entire episode with him, where they're fighting between obviously the people like tied up and stuff, where he's like swords like bending through. Mate, that episode was actually quite good.
But like, remember in the first episode where him and the Wind Hasher go to that castle.
Yeah.
Oh, some of the moves they pull out. Oh, mate. So
I'll let you rank him.
S.
You having
an S? I think S. Yeah.
I'm gonna put him over here so it breaks him up a little bit because we've put loads of Demon Slayers in S together.
Yeah. What about sticking with it? What about the Wind Hasher?
Oh, Tsunemi. I've got him in an A. I think his abilities, like again, literally the first 5 minutes. You know where he's making all the blood rain down, mate, from doing like the tornado skill like moves and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I think he's a dickhead, to be honest with you. So like, I don't like his personality and it does put it off a little bit for me. Obviously, he's not very good to his brother, and we rate his brother. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, unfortunately, his brother's not on the list, but I really don't like Genya, but yeah, like I say, he was horrible to his brother. His fighting's awesome, man. His fighting, you can't take it away from him.
Oh yeah, that's why he's in A purely for fighting alone. Like,
I don't like his face though, because his eyes are like wide open.
Yeah, he's always like shocked, isn't he? He's on something. Let's go. Do you want a Suo?
Suo?
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio himself.
This guy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
top guy.
S or A for me.
I'm gonna put him in A. I must admit.
Just because he is fighting, but also the comments he does, the comments he makes were just these one-liners.
Yeah, he's much better than. There's one other character in Windbreaker I have got in an S. I mean, you know who he is, 100%, mate. And I'm not going to go there yet, mate. We're going to go with Tagami.
Tagami, yeah.
Yeah, man. I much prefer Tagami over Tomiyama.
Tomiyama, yeah. I did as well. Like personally, his backstory and like when he first came into it, he's like a knobhead, isn't he?
Yeah.
They have this like interaction, and then this backstory.
I'll let you rank him. But I'll tell you what my thoughts are after.
I'm gonna say A, maybe S.
Mate, A exactly with me. A is exactly where he belongs in my opinion. I loved after obviously you learned a lot from him during the Sakura fight. And everything, obviously, when you learn everything he's done, that's why I don't like Choji so much, because it's not Choji, it's all been Tagami. Like, he's been the one looking out for his friend. He's the one that's taken all the sacrifice from that friendship, and he's the one that's put all the weight on his shoulders, and he's the one that's made all the, like to say, the sacrifices and stuff. So he's definitely the better one of those characters, in my opinion.
I just love how like his story suddenly changed. You're like, like I say, you start off a knobhead, and then you find out a big backstory, and then you're like, wow, this character's really good. The development of this character and the story behind this character is so good.
Yeah.
And I like his fighting as well.
Yeah, and he's sick.
And he's a cool looking character. So yeah. A. I hope he comes back next season. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, innit? Shall we get a couple of randoms in?
Yeah, go on.
I can't remember her name. It's like Katawa or something. I think you know the woman from the cafe.
Is it Tachibana or something?
Yeah, she fancies Sakura, doesn't she?
Yeah. B.
I'll put her in B, because you don't see her that much. But I like her. I like her character. Yeah. Like she's a good dynamic to have. Like just as like a little place at the chill out sort of thing. And she's always there. And she doesn't take crap from any of them, does she? So yeah,
she's a good cook as well. And she really helps Sakura when he becomes the class like president or leader or whatever. She kind of gives him the idea to like get to know everyone's name. That's a start. They get to know people's names and then go from there to like help him out. So she's always there to help him out, and she's like a really friendly. So yeah, I'd say
it's good character.
In B. Next season, mate, she'll probably be an A. But
I can't pronounce this woman's name, mate. But it's like Teo or something like that. Tao or something.
Is it Nakanoshi? It's a
Nakamashina or something like that.
Yeah, that's a.
She's the proper dirty, flirty one, mate, from Windbreaker.
The cougar, isn't it? The cougar. See, the only bit you see of her, it really made me laugh. And for that alone, I'd probably say B or A.
Yeah, I've got her in B, mate. I have. Just because you don't see much of her. And what you do see, like, she's proper gross, isn't she, mate? Like...
That's proper like perving on. Is it Itchy and someone else one I can't remember what it was, but...
The boys.
Yeah. Who we got left now?
We've got 3 left, mate. Hashina.
You know, I don't
said,
have to
mate.
say.
Enough said, mate. It's in there, right?
S, get him straight up to S, right, mate?
Don't you worry about it.
Oh, this character. This guy made the show for me. Like, the show was good, but when we found out about this guy and what he can do, when he pulled them blades out his back,
mate.
It's a monster hunter.
It's what you like. It's how your likeness for him changes. Like you like him because he's like funny and he's like light-hearted and he's taking the piss out of them, and like Kafka, he thinks Kafka's hilarious because he's stupid and all this sort of stuff.
Laughing,
And then when you find out he's like one of the strongest like people in, obviously in the Defence Corps or whatever it's called, like. It's your dynamic changes, and now you like him not because you think he's funny, but because he's actually sick. Like he's an absolute beast, mate.
And it reminds me of a favourite character from Attack on Titan, which is Levi. Levi is sick, yeah. But the bit where he's fighting Kafka, obviously he doesn't know he's Kaiju number 8 at the time, and he's pulling off all these sick moves, like chopping at him, and then he fights the big red Kaiju, doesn't he, as well?
Oh, mate.
He's literally just decimating him.
10. R.I.P.
Yeah. He's done, mate. He's done out. But yeah, Ashina's definitely S rank.
Oh, yeah.
God tier, mate. God tier.
He's probably my favourite new character from any of the new animes we've watched, 100%.
Yeah. For sure, yeah, for sure.
Umamiya.
What was that dude? What was that dude with the glaive? What's his name again?
Oh, Gen, I think his name is. Gin or something like that.
Yeah, he's gonna be sick. He is.
Mate, I saw a thing about him. Apparently, he's the strongest guy within the entire like Defence Corps thing.
Is he?
He's like stronger than Mina. Apparently, like I saw a thing on Shorts come up about him. I was like, what? I cannot wait to see him, bro.
I googled his name and I saw some of the pictures from the manga. And it's literally like him standing there with like all blood on him. It's like, yeah, mate, it's going to be sick.
It's going to be some...
Can you imagine him and Sheena fighting together?
Oh, mate. I so can't wait for the next season of this already, bro. Oh.
You got to wait 3 years yet.
It's going to be at least 3 years, mate, I swear. Let's go Umamiya next.
I didn't even see him on the list, to be honest. Where is he?
Yeah, he's
Oh, I
there,
see
mate.
him.
He's there, mate.
S tier, isn't it?
It's because all the pictures are like the manga pictures. It's the only ones I could find on the list.
Yeah, S
He's
tier for me.
S tier, 100%, mate. Obviously, you
Oh,
learn a lot about him.
yeah,
He's got a lot of time for people, especially people he's just met, like Sakura. He wants the people around him to do better, to be better, to learn. Um, he's such a light-hearted guy. He's really funny, and yeah, he's sick of fighting as well. So
yeah, and he's quite humble as well, isn't he?
yeah, very.
Like he didn't want to originally become this like leader of both of them, did he? But with the help of his friends, he did become this, and he did it because he wanted to align his dreams and his um end goal pretty much with his friends, did he? He's like, oh yeah, I'll make my friends happy by aligning my goals with theirs,
Yeah.
and yeah, and he's such a good character. And I love the bit where it's like, he's got that serious business to take care of, and it's like, if you notice these flowers over it, or you notice these crops over it, it's like, what?
It's like he calls everyone up, just so you know, we've replanted all the cabbages or whatever it is.
Yeah. I think that's like, it's not time for that.
It's like, what are you on about, mate? The last character is Tamio.
Hamio.
Yeah, she's the
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the demon woman.
demon
isn't it?
woman, mate. Sure, her name's Tamio.
B, because of the end bit she has with Muzan, isn't it?
Mate,
Where she like,
she comes in so clutch, mate, on that end bit. It's not even funny, mate.
she comes in hard, doesn't she?
Literally, her blood techniques and stuff that she's got, where she brings all them little like blood boil things up and then like put spikes for his head. She's sick, but I agree. You see a little bit of from her early season, but in terms of this season, that's all she's really done. It was really sick, to be fair. Yeah, it was pretty cool, to be honest with you.
But like in this ranking, though, B is a good character. We're not saying
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, B is still really good, obviously, but she didn't have much like interaction with it. She just has that bit with Muzan, which was sick. So then she gets some B.
Oh yeah.
But is that it then? Is that the end?
That's it, mate. That's it.
Over already.
Yeah, man. I hope you enjoyed the tier list, my geezers.
Yeah.
Moving
if
on.
You guys have got if them guys have got any their tier list of the characters we've discussed, dash it in Discord. We'll have a look. We'll have a discussion.
Dash it in the dizzy. Right. Let me just regroup my screen.
So what do you want to discuss first? What show?
I think we discussed about what new we've been watching, i.e. catching up on Blue Lock.
Yeah.
Obviously, it runs with the with what's going off in the in Europe at the moment with the Euros and obviously the football and everything that's going around. Obviously, we're from England. England are in the final this Sunday, so come on, England! But we've been watching Blue Lock.
I'm still processing that, by the way.
Oh yeah. We've been watching Blue Lock, not because of England and Europe, to be fair, but because we've been looking at new anime to watch, and a new season comes out this year in like autumn, like October or something. So we're trying to think ahead. So we're trying to catch up on some anime where we can obviously then watch the new seasons when they come out and talk about it on here, so we can try and stay relevant. So, and as a lot of people know, this summer season is absolutely diabolical, mate. Like, it's rough at the moment. So we've watched 3 episodes of Blue Lock.
Talking of Blue Lock, there is a film that's come out in cinemas.
I think it's recently come out, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's like the end of season 1 to go on to season 2, but obviously we're only 3 episodes in, so.
Yeah, the problem with that, I don't want to look into what the movie's about because I'm not up to date, so it might ruin something. Yeah, I'm afraid that it will spoil something. But the way I've broke this down, basically, episode 1 I thought was okay. It's got very good animation, I thought. Episode 1 gives you an introduction of sort of like the characters and obviously the idea of Blue Lock and what it's all about and what they're trying to achieve. If I'm totally honest, episode 1 didn't actually leave me like wanting more. I was a bit like thinking to myself, I don't think this is all that good, to be honest with you. When I watched episode 1, I thought it's okay. The animation's really good. All I could think of was it's essentially Squid Games, but with football, like a football version of Squid Games.
Less violent, but
Yeah, so you get a little bit of story in this one, but there's not a lot of lead up. You get to learn about, obviously, who the main character is and a little bit about his background. And as I say, you learn about just the Blue Lock. That's essentially what the first episode is. It's a setup for the rest of the season, which is obviously fine. When you watch more of it, obviously you appreciate that that's happened. But in terms of excitement, I wasn't that bothered about episode 1. What about you, Mark? How did you find it? Did you got much notes on number 1?
Yeah, just you pretty much covered it. We find out that the main character he wants to play for Japan, the national team, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And we have this episode. At the start of the episode, we have this match, and he's a striker position. He's running up, and instead of shooting, because they're 1-0 down, instead of shooting, he looks to his right and he sees his teammate, and he's like, "Oh, it's a team game. I'll pass the ball." The guy at the post, and then the counter attack happens, and then they end up losing. So he is really gutted about that. Obviously, he goes away, and then he gets his letter when he gets home. He's having his dinner with his parents. He gets a letter. You've got a position.
You've been chosen. This is a football
project.
Yeah.
This project, and then you find out it's actually Blue Lock, and obviously it's quite harsh with how it's done. Like if you lose one of the tests, you're out and your career's over. You won't ever play for Japan team.
Yeah, you'll be able to play normal team sports, but if you want to ever play internationally, you're not.
You're not doing it.
Yeah.
I just like the end of the first episode, because is it Ryozuki, isn't it? This it's called the Jewel of Japanese football, isn't he? It's just he's got loads of fangirls cheering his name, and he ends up at this Blue Lock with the main character. Is Aggie, isn't it, the main character? He ends up with him. For saying he's got like a big fan group, you think, oh, he's probably arrogant, but no, he seems like a really nice guy. He gets on well with the main character. They have this like friendship.
Yeah,
and at the end of episode 1,
like Kira or something, isn't it?
I think something like that. But at the end of the first episode, the main character betrays him, doesn't he? Because essentially, like the stronger, they need to eliminate the stronger characters, and he happens to be one of the strongest characters there. So he's gone.
Goes a bit mad, doesn't he?
There was a few characters in this show, but in the first episode, I really did love. Like, there's one character that goes to sleep all the time. Miguru, I think his name is. He was so funny when you because when they have this was it like tag into it with the ball?
Yeah.
They have a tag match with this ball, and one of the characters sees the guy asleep on the floor. So it's like, oh, easy target, I'll hit him and he'll probably get knocked out. Anyway, the guy, he goes to hit the ball at the guy who's asleep gets up and drop kicks the guy in the face, doesn't he?
Just boots him straight away.
But like you say, the first episode was good for me, but I think as the episodes went along, they got better.
Yeah, it was. I was just like, this is fine. Like, this is okay. This is. But then, like, as you get to episode 2 and episode 3, like, I've been dying to do the podcast just so I can watch more episodes of it now, because I could probably watch all 20 odd episodes of this, like, within this week easily, like 100%. So like I put episode 2 versus episode 1 was very enjoyable. Get obviously a bit of a better introduction to players, and obviously a lot of it's about how their selfish desires, and obviously that key, you feel bad for that guy who gets the ball kicked in his face, don't you?
Eliminated.
But I think it's at the start of this episode, isn't it, where it leads on from that, and he's going mental, isn't he? Like, you think, oh, actually, he's probably a little bit of a psychopath, actually. Like, you think, maybe, oh, I know he seems all right. You think, He's gone a bit nuts, I reckon. I could understand why, but
Yeah, he goes nuts, doesn't he? But then is it Jim Patchy, the guy who's leading the Blue Lock project? He like kind of describes, because he's like, oh, why has this been decided by a game of tag? And the guy's like, look at the room measurements. That's like the penalty box.
yeah,
Where 75% of the goals are. So if you get eliminated there, mate, you're no striker to me, kind of thing. Get out, pretty much. They call it lock up, don't they? Lock up, leg up, and gone, mate.
It's time to get locked up. Best bet is to stay away, mother. Like a Limp Bizkit parody version, man. Just one of those days.
I like to start this episode as well. Like, yeah, there's like a board meeting, isn't there? Like a Japan national board meeting. It's Emery's, the one called Emery's getting upset because obviously Japan have been knocked out of another tournament, and then we have this dude in his like, is it Hiratoshi? Another one of the directors, like, don't worry about it. The money's rolling in. Like, he ain't bothered, is he? Like, he don't care about his team. He's just like bothered about the money rolling in. He seems a bit of a knobhead, really, but yeah. But this lady's literally trying to do everything she can, and I think she's the leader of the Blue Lock, isn't she? She's the leader of this. She's got that Jim Patchy guy in to kind of find the world's best striker.
Oh yeah, or try to at least
to
create
play for Japan. Yeah.
One thing that did make me laugh though about this is like trying to make a world-class striker so Japan will win the World Cup. And they mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo, who's never won a World Cup. They mentioned Neymar, who's never won a World Cup. Eric Cantona, who never won a World Cup. Obviously, Messi has now, but at the time of this, obviously within the manga and stuff like that, they mentioned Messi, who hadn't won a World Cup. They mentioned like these 4 people that at the time hadn't won World Cups. I thought that was quite funny. It's like, world-class striker, like these people who have never won World Cups.
Yeah, because in the Blue Lock, in it's they made a character up on there. It's like No Nioa, isn't it? Which is like this super striker for Japan, and obviously the main character wants to be just like him. This is like his hero from when he was younger. You see him watching TV, didn't you? Like trying to inspire, and that kind of set him up for life. The career he wanted to choose was football. So yeah, but yeah, that the guy they made up though, the No Nioa. He's put in the list with like Ronaldo, into Cantona and Messi, and I was like, never heard that guy before.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him, bro. Also, that Junigami, the guy with the orange hair, is simply just Ichigo from Bleach. Like, he looks the same as Ichigo. Like, his facial structure, everything is just Ichigo from Bleach, dead bad. Every time I look at him, I'm like, am I watching the right thing here? What's going off here?
No, I've not watched Bleach myself, but yeah, I like the bit as well in the show, because obviously you're ranked at your performance, aren't you? A bit like Squid Game, isn't it? Like, you've got your own little number, and I like the bit like because they go to the cafeteria and because they've got a lower rank than the main character, and Igarashi, which is another guy who's into it. I think he's at the bottom of the list, isn't he, Igarashi?
Oh, mate, Iragashi. I hate him. He's so annoying. Bro, he is. With a shaved head.
But I like this bit in there because obviously because the higher ranks get the good meals, don't they? So they get like gyoza dumplings and the rice and stuff, and the poorer ones get like the garlic and just rice or whatever.
Just proper
soup and rice.
Proper drovel, isn't it? Like, it's absolute rubbish food.
I remember this dude that nicks one of the gyoza dumplings off one of the characters and runs off, and then like Higurashi like covers his feet up. He's like, "Watch out, there's a FIFA bar," and the guy's like, "No one's gonna have a nick.
No one's having your snap, mate." Like,
we got the low of the low, mate. You know?
Trust me, Paul, you could have it. If I had that, I'd give it you.
Yeah, take it. Yeah, it is a decent show. I'm loving it. Like you say, I do want to watch more. Obviously, got a whole back cover. Watching 3 episodes a week.
Oh yeah. So, to catch up with 3 episodes a week. But yeah, obviously they get to this point of the 3rd episode where I've put literally Iragashi's so annoying. Honestly, hate him. Makes sense. He's the worst player. But this episode 3, was my favourite one out of the 3 so far. You sort of see everyone sort of struggling mentally as they all sort of like fall apart because they've got like a game, and Isagi's trying to like think of ideas and ways that they can think of it. Obviously, because everyone's a striker, essentially, that's the position they've always played. Everyone wants to be up front. But obviously, they need to think of a proper team of 11, goalies, that sort of stuff, or however many people there are in the team. But there's just too many egos. Obviously, everyone thinks they're better than each other. And then his name's Ego, I think, isn't he? The guy, Ego or something. You know, the main guy with the glasses, the little nerdy guy. He's like, I know about the blue light.
Yes, Ego, Jim.
Yeah, he's obviously doing some sort of like reverse psychology stuff on him, isn't he, to try and get them to perform better. Because he's like, when they start figuring stuff out and it does get a bit better. They also the thing about people having monsters in them, I'm unsure on that. Like, do they have literal monsters in them, or is it just like it's like a hunger inside, or like a metaphor for like a fire in the belly or to succeed type thing? I'm not sure. I think it is that, but
I think that is I think that's the kind of way they put it across a different way, but I think that's what it means.
Because it's like they go a bit mad, don't they? Like, obviously we saw it from the other episode where he obviously the ball was coming to him and he's booted it at that Kira's like face sort of thing, because obviously their eyes start doing that weird swirly thing, don't they?
Yeah, it reminded me of Tamiyama in Windbreaker. Obviously, when he had that swirly darkness in his eye, he was obviously going mental, wasn't he? But in this one, it's like this passion, like kind of passion and determination to do better, and they have this like weirdy swirly thing like in their eyes, like you say.
Yeah, obviously you learn that a lot from, you know, the girly looking dude, Bachira or whatever his name is. He seems like I quite like him. He's all right. He is at the moment, but yeah, he's almost trying to help. Obviously, a little bit, as opposed to just like saying he's a guy like, oh no, whatever, I'm better than you, blah blah. He understands he's also like him, passionate like him, that sort of thing. So they've sort of connected a little bit.
Yeah, I did like that bit as well in, I think it might be episode 2, where, what's his name again? The annoying guy. Oh,
Iragashi.
Iragashi, yeah. So he's 300, but you find out that in the structure of Blue Lock, where they're in like Z, aren't they? They're in a group Z, and obviously it goes up with the alphabet. And they find out that in the first match, the first test, 25 people got eliminated. So that makes him like 275, and he's like, yeah, I've moved up. But we find out just people got eliminated, so it's still bottom.
No, mate, you're still dead last, mate.
It's fuming in. It's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I thought it got better, but it just, no,
you're people still dead last, so
got moved up. I did like that. But yeah, this Jinpachi ends up like telling him, doesn't he, like, you need to move, like, in the next game. Like, because they lose the game that they're playing, don't they? Because they're all like fighting each other and scrapping.
Yeah, too busy arguing and
trying to be number one, aren't they? He kind of says like, in the next match, use your own kind of abilities, your own strengths into the different positions, and then you can kind of win the game. Use your different strengths. They call them weapons, don't they? He calls them weapons. It's like, use your own abilities, weapons in the next game, and then destroy the other team's structure, their formation. And then we'll see what happens. It ends it there, doesn't it?
Yeah, so like the way that Blue Lock works as well is that I think it's like, not only is the food altered, but it's like, I think the room you're in is better as well, isn't it? So like, if you're a higher rank, you get a better room. So the room that they're currently in, it literally is just a pure concrete, like, concentration camp, big prison room, essentially, because they're like obviously the worst rank. And everyone else, I'd love to see what one of the like Team A's looks like, for example. Like, they got like a proper luxury room with like TV and everything in it, mate, PlayStation and that.
The training facilities as well are meant to be better. So
yeah, but
what I like about the show as well, like, it is a bit like Squid Game, mate. You don't know who's going to get eliminated.
Oh yeah, it's
some of the characters you're getting to know could be gone,
it's
mate,
like,
soon.
It's like a Kira guy, whatever his name was, from the first episode. Like, you learn a bit about him and obviously who he is, and obviously Izugi or whatever his name is knows him, like, or has heard of him, sort of thing, and you think he's literally going to be like one of the main characters, and he's gone straight away. Like,
It's like a Game of Thrones episode,
yeah,
isn't
it
it?
does make me wonder
Yeah,
if he does make an appearance again or if he comes back or something. I don't know, but
I was
yeah.
thinking about this. I think maybe in the future, say the main character Igasegi, he gets better and he gets into a team, and then he'll be on the opposite team. This dude will
Oh
be on the
yeah,
opposite team, and they'll have this like kind of rivalry grudge kind of.
yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
My other thought was maybe this guy's like got ancestors, like his grandma's like, I don't know, from a different country, and he goes to play for a different international team instead. And then they come
In
across
the
in
World
like
Cup.
the
Yeah.
under-20 World Cup, and he's playing with is Poland or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know, do you, mate? Like,
Yeah.
I did
Read
have a
a,
thought about that.
read that introduction to a new character, didn't we? In was it episode 3? Yeah, the one who's been playing in Germany.
Oh, the midfielder.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it on my notes, but I can't see it.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't make a note of him. I don't know why, but yeah, the midfielder guy who's like, no, I'm not playing for Japan. Like, he hates basically how the Japanese or an international team play and their play style and everything. And then as he's walking away from this meeting, he sees like this blue lock, like
Yeah.
what do they call it, presentation type thing, and it very much piques his interest, doesn't it? So
Yeah, because he's about to leave in on a plane. Like,
he's been playing abroad, hasn't he? Like in Spain or wherever.
Yeah, and he's like, oh no forward deserves my passing because they must be so bad, like the team. But obviously, then he sees, like I say, this is this blue lock presentation. He's like, let's see him fail, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this play out. Yeah. See what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big game for Team Z/Z coming up in the next episode. But honestly, the urge I had after the just 3 episodes to just close the curtains, phone in sick to work, mate, simply binge watch the entire thing was real. I'm honestly gonna smash these 3 episodes like back to back. I think this weekend easily.
Imagine if you did call in sick, like you ring up, like, what's wrong with you? Blue lock. And like the people that work at that trying to like, Google it, like, what's that?
They're like, blue lock.
New on this.
Don't Google it, mate. It thinks like blue waffle or something.
Turns out it's an anime. It's like, oh, okay, I'll let him off. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. Let's see who gets eliminated as well.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
These characters we're getting to know could be gone soon. So
it's I think that's one of the exciting parts about it as well, is to see how it plays out. But we've picked up a new anime as well, which I think we mentioned last week that we were going to watch, which is the Suicide Squad Isekai. I personally am a big DC fan. I prefer Marvel over DC still slightly, but I am a big DC fan, and I love the idea, obviously, the Suicide Squad. I do like Suicide Squad. If I could be bothered, I'd get it out. I've got Suicide Squad comics and stuff. The fact that they made this was exciting. And don't get me wrong, right? There's certain aspects of this show that I thought was very, very good. One of the things especially is which studio animate it. And they're the same people that do like, I think they did season 1 of Vinland Saga, for example. And they've done such a good job on this episode, in my opinion. It's so colourful. The characters look great. They're very well drawn. Joker needing to drive his car with a piano is such a great Joker idea as well. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Like, if he's bugging it, mate, if he plays the wrong note. But like, it makes no sense, but it makes sense for Joker, if that makes sense. Like, it almost seems like it fits that character. But yeah, I've got quite a few notes for this, I must admit. Do
you want to? Should we start from the beginning, kind of go for the episode?
Yeah, come on. I'll let you read through, and I'll pick up.
No, you carry on, mate, if you want to.
Yeah, so basically, I've not gone from like scene by scene, but there's like a fight scene in the bar. Like Harley goes into a bar and it's like empty. That fight scene was okay. It was pretty good. You get this other part as well, where she comes out of the bar and she bumps into Katana. And don't get me wrong, mate, Katana is a sick character. I absolutely love Katana. The design in this is very good as well. Kimiko from Boys plays Katana, mate, in one of the Suicide Squad movies.
Yeah.
Like, very good character in the comics. I thought the fight was quite boring. Like it seemed for some reason it was very slow. I don't know why.
Mm.
It's like a really slow fight versus the bar. The fight scene in the bar was faster than the fight scene versus Katana, which made no sense because she's meant to be like a ninja character.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because on that rooftop scene, we have obviously fighting Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn loses her bat straight away, so her weapon's gone. Then she's getting in like drain pipes and stuff, and shit, drain pipes, kicking like paint cans out and stuff. But like I say, if she's a ninja, she'd be knocking all the way and
yeah, so
go for the knockout.
I was a little bit disappointed by that, but the Amanda Waller as well. You know, the woman who's in charge of the Suicide Squad. They've got her
Very
character
much.
spot on, mate. They have. They've definitely took influence from the live action actress. It seems like she does look quite a lot like her. I did think that was quite good. But obviously, you get this introduction. Harley's locked up. You see her fully naked in the classic like Japanese no knit way, like absolute stark as no clothes on, isn't she? And it's this episode essentially is just a classic Suicide Squad backstory. So it's bound to be a little bit slower because typically with Suicide Squad they explain what Suicide Squad is. So they've got like the bomb in the neck, and they get told to do jobs for this secret department within the government, that sort of thing. And they get sent to do these particular jobs, and basically if they say no, they just blow them up. Like it's ended, done, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, the pilots have been basically you get this little bit of introduction, you get this little bit where she's locked up, and then they're in the plane and the pilots have been shot and they crash into this isekai world, which is an absolute classic, absolute generic knights, orcs, pigmen, dragons, like your classic generic like isekai anime world. And obviously you learn about the characters that are there. You got Clayface, I think it's Deadshot,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker's there, isn't he? And
Introduction to another character, something.
Introduction to another character comes along in a minute, yeah. So
the
way that they're introducing them, I thought was very cool. You know, almost like in like a show where it's like at the start where it introduces all the heroes and type thing. Where it's like this is Harley Quinn, like this is Clayface, this is Peacemaker, and he's got a bag on his head.
Yeah.
And then you get this part where this knight comes up, and no, sorry, it's like the pigmen, isn't it? I think are the first people.
Yeah, they kind of get overwhelmed, don't they? They get overwhelmed by these like pigmen, like war pigs.
And
then we have this introduction to a new character.
Proper ugly, mate. And then out of nowhere, King Shark comes out of nowhere, mate. And that was probably my favourite part of the episode, I think, King Shark appearing.
He starts chomping them all up.
I don't know where it came from, mate, but he's here. Just starts eating them. Yeah, just starts eating them, mate. Not even bothered.
And literally like Pac-Man, wasn't he? He's like chomp, 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 chomp. Literally like bunching them all up.
Yeah, so obviously Deadshot gets his gun and starts pinging him, doesn't he? Just
yeah, he gets on top of well, he gets on top of the helicopter and he blasts the leader of the pigs.
Yeah, shoots the leader and all the pigs run off.
Gone. Yeah.
And then you get this moment where they're like, what the hell's happening? Like, what's going off here? And then Clayface obviously watches anime. He's like, oh yeah, this is what's known as like an isekai. And everyone's like, what the hell's an isekai, mate? Like, what are you on about? But obviously Clayface knows what's up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's obviously watching Konosuba on his spare time, mate.
I love the bit when they arrive as well and they get out of the helicopter and like Harley Quinn's like, oh, it's like something out of Lord of the Rings or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
like sort of Game of Thrones and like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. It's like proper name dropping these like proper decent like projects. But overall, I did think it was a good first episode. It's especially I think it's different for myself. It might be a bit different for you, Mark. I don't know, but because it's almost like Spider-Man, isn't it? They've done the Spider-Man origin story so many times. You sort of when they didn't do it with Tom Holland, it was a bit of a refreshment. It was quite a relief that you thought, right, we don't have to go through this Uncle Ben, this blah blah, he died, all that again, because everyone knows the story. Suicide Squad, I appreciate it's probably not. It's definitely not as popular as Spider-Man. But I think because I already knew the Suicide Squad backstory, 50% of that episode was almost pointless for myself because I just knew it already.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched the obviously Suicide Squad films. I know what's cracking off, but I just loved how it's been thrown into this fantasy world. It's
This,
like a whole new thing. Like
yeah,
it,
this it's a proper generic one as well because you get the knight at the
yeah,
end, don't you? That comes up.
yeah. I just love
Yeah,
it. I'm intrigued to see how it goes and how it plays out.
the voice
I think
actress for Harley Quinn. You watch it in dub or sub?
uh, dubbed. I watch it dubbed.
The voice actress for Harley Quinn dub, she's very good. Like she's really good. The person they've picked for her, she's never played Harley Quinn before. She's the first time playing Harley Quinn. She does typically just anime voices, but it's
Mm.
nice for those of you who watch the animated sort of DC stuff. It's a refreshing change to have a different person playing Harley Quinn's voice. I must admit, but I'll definitely be excited to watch episode 2 of this because the ending of episode 1 was really interesting to me. Is when it cuts over and they're not the only Suicide Squad within that isekai. They've got Katana and there's a team with her as well that have also dropped in within the same world.
Mm.
So there's obviously
Yeah,
multiple Suicide Squads within the same world. So I wonder if they're going to do like a team versus team Hunger Games style thing in an isekai, mate. That'd be
yeah.
sick. So the very end of the episode has definitely made me. I've got some questions that need answering, mate. Next episode, I must admit, it's going to be very interesting to me.
I like the bit at the end of the episode as well. Like Clayface trying to talk to that guy at the night, and he
Yeah, yeah.
can't understand a word he's saying, and then they end up in prison, don't they? They end up behind bars, like they're trying to chat to him, like trying to talk about peace and stuff, and then he ends up just like locked in jail.
Done, mate.
That's,
Done.
so they're in jail straight away.
But yeah, it's funny, mate. It was
What do you
funny.
want
Shall we go on to
Yeah,
the
it was.
boys? Speaking of heroes, mate, heroes and
The
villains,
boys.
we'll go straight on to the boys. I think you know.
Yeah. So as me and you were talking about earlier, this episode, 70% of it didn't need to exist, but
It's.
they put it in there for a laugh, didn't
I mean, it was funny, and they're doing it
they?
wrong.
It's grim as well.
The writers are 100% trolling the audience, mate, aren't they? The viewers getting trolled to death, mate. I'm telling you that for free. But I've said it before, mate. I'm saying it again. Adverts on Amazon is a joke, mate. Like, honestly, I pay like £9 a month to get adverts like multiple times through one episode of The Boys. Honestly, got me contemplating, mate, watching the show elsewhere. Like, and by elsewhere, I mean like wink, wink, elsewhere, mate. I'm talking Pirates of the Caribbean style. Do you know what I mean, mate?
Yeah, I watch it elsewhere,
I
and
can't be doing it.
yeah,
The thing is,
I can't deal
right?
with adverts.
I can't believe it, mate. I've got adverts. I'm paying £9 a month, man. What's that?
Well, they're saying like pay like 15 quid a month and have no adverts. What's the point of that?
I don't think they even offer that, do they? It's just £8.99 Amazon. It's a nightmare, mate. I'm not paying more. The thing is with Amazon Prime, to be fair, I only really get it so I can get Amazon next day delivery. Like,
Yeah. I think with Netflix it's the same, isn't it? Like I think if you pay more, you get no adverts.
yeah, they've made
Or
like
something
a
like that.
cheap one, which is like
No,
£5 or so a month, where it includes adverts. But not a chance I'm paying for that, mate.
not got Netflix anyway, but
Never
don't
been
need it,
paying
mate.
for that, mate.
Don't need it.
But essentially, French is in prison,
Yeah,
and he won't have any visitation. Kimiko keeps trying to go and see him, and in my opinion, Kimiko's got power. She just should break in, just absolute YOLO it, mate. Do you know what I mean? Just break in to see him, but she doesn't.
yeah. We can't have this like it's quite emotional, isn't she? Because Frenchie don't want to see anyone.
Yeah.
It's like nah, mate. And she's like kind of got nowhere else to go. She keeps going to see him. Keeps getting denied. It's a bit emotional, but yeah. And I love the bit with Huey though. Like he's going around with his mum and the boys, the gang, and obviously his dad died last episode, so they got the ashes, and they're kind of like on this like tour, aren't they? Walking tour around the city. He's just kind of like casually, like secretly, like sprinkling his
Spreading
ashes
ashes
around
over these like
around
TV show tours in the city.
And they're like, I'm sure we should do this, and it's like I'm pretty sure it's illegal. It's like
So
yeah,
no,
that's what I wanted. That's what I
yeah,
wanted.
that's what I wanted to do.
But yeah, it's
Web
Should we
Weaver's
get-
place, mate. It's
shall
so
we get into
grim,
the-
innit?
let's get into the grim stuff.
Yeah, well, first grim thing, Web Weaver's place, mate, is grim. It's a
Yeah.
proper shithole, like a proper little druggy den, mate, innit? Like,
Yeah, you hear the name Webweaver, you're like, oh, it must be like something like a guy like Spider-Man. Definitely not. It's
no,
like a drug den, isn't it?
it's a literal full-on drug den with spider webs everywhere, but his own spider webs. So basically, he's got like a web hole on his back just above his bum. His like lower spine, and M goes in there. He's trying to get him to help him out, and wants him to help him with the job, and it brings him some drugs essentially, and he says to M like, you need to inject these into me. And he's like, where does it go? And he goes, oh, it goes up my bum. And he's like, oh, you're having a laugh. And he's like, it's the only way I can do it. Like, just do it. M puts it in his web hole. And he's like, that's my web hole. That's my web hole. That's my web hole.
It's sick. It's sick.
But then M gets it in his bum to like obviously drug him. And the reason for this drugging is that it puts him out. He wants obviously drugs. He's a drug addict, and it puts him out for like 2 days straight. So then they're going to go to a party pretending to be Webweaver. Yeah. But what happens is when he gets knocked out, he like does this little fart thing and shoots web into M's face, mate.
It's so sick. It's
proper disgusting. Also, one of the things that made like Homelander made me laugh is when he says that person like, you're pathetic, you can't even fly. Like, proper disrespect from him, mate. You can't even fly. You're not even a real hero.
Yeah, because we have that scene, don't we? Like, A-Train, who will probably die soon, because he'll probably get caught, but he's panicking because they set that anchor man up, don't they? The one who's doing kinky stuff with Ashley.
Yeah.
Dodgy stuff with Ashley. He's been set up to be as being like the leak who's giving like Vort's secrets away. And obviously, all these heroes, last episode, they all batter him, don't they? Line up to like pummel him, and he's dead now. Then they have this. They find out about his meeting at Tech Knight's house, don't they?
Tech Knight, yeah.
Big wigs, upper class.
Just everyone with money.
Society.
Yeah, like mayors of the city, like ex-mayors or politicians. Like, it's a proper big money party.
But this episode taught me something. If a superhero asks you to go into his cave,
don't do
unless it's Batman, just don't do it.
Even Batman, I'd still. You never know.
No, with Batman, though, you know, you've watched the films, haven't you? You know, like, oh yeah, it's got his car down there, it's got all his bats and stuff. But any other superhero, avoid it at all costs. That's the lesson for today.
Oh man, one of the most outrageous parts as well is when Tech Knight's talking to A-Train about his great grandpa being like a slave catcher, and he was like,
he was
like, yeah. So my great grandpa was a slave catcher, and he looks at A-Train. He's like, you do give him a tough time, but I think he'd still catch you. Like, you'd give him a run for his money, but he'd still catch you. Like, we'd still get you.
Yeah, so Tech Knight is an arrogant guy. He's come from a rich family, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
And then we find out that he owns like most of the prisons, doesn't he? In America. I think it's America. He owns most of the prisons, and that's the bit where he goes about slavery. He goes, yeah, we started out as slavers.
Yeah, we started out as slave catchers.
He looks straight at A-Train and it's like, ooh, what'd you do?
But the Webweaver's outfit, mate, is a proper little shit Spider-Man rip-off, isn't it? I've actually seen people talking about modding it for the Spider-Man game on PC, so you can get it on the game. I don't know if anyone's done it yet.
Yeah, so Tech Knight's holding this party. We find out later, well, Huey finds out later that Vort's top 7 are there, aren't they? The 7 heroes.
Yeah.
So the plan is, so the boys are going to go here. So they're going to dress Huey as Webweaver while he's unconscious, get his outfit, go to his party, aren't they? And they're going to, Webweaver as Huey is going to plant bugs all around this meeting place, find out what Sage is up to, find out what the plans are all about, and just see what's cracking off, get some information and stuff. And then when Huey goes in, he goes tits up and.
Oh mate! So he runs into him. He's like, "Oh, I'm glad you're here." So basically, Webweaver's been talking to Tech Knight, to try and become his sidekick from the sounds of it. So you got Tech Knight obviously takes him up these stairs, and Huey's planting these bugs around. Takes him into this room like with a library, secret bookcase, mate. Opens it straight to a lift, goes down.
Classically.
Which I want to know, right? What the layout of this house is? Why has he gone upstairs to get a lift downstairs? Like, I didn't understand that part. But why can't you just put the lift where the stairs are, mate? Like,
too obvious, isn't it?
but yeah, like, so he's gone down into this. Essentially, it's a sex slave torture dungeon, mate.
Yeah. So when you hear about Tech Knight's cave, you're like, oh, it must be like that cave, isn't it? Like, probably be some sick stuff down there.
Yeah.
There were sick stuff, it's like dildos all
just
in the walls.
not like sick as in cool. And then you got this like guy just chained up in a red flipping gimp suit.
Legend, mate, it is. Well, later he was a legend.
Yeah. And you think, what the hell? And turns out that's his old sidekick, essentially. And you get the...
Oh, it goes mental from there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes a bit mad, but it cuts back to a scene at this point where it's like... what is this? It's all about chopping that man's leg off, into butchery. So it's like, you chopped an innocent man's leg off. And it's like, it's the only way I'll get a proper crack at Homelander. That's what he says, isn't it? Like, I just started laughing, like, why does he talk like that, mate? Like, because basically, obviously, you're learning this episode a little bit more about Butcher and what's happening. And they've gone down into this dungeon, and then the rest of the boys, Kimiko, Starlight, they lose signal because obviously he's gone down to this dungeon. They can't communicate with Huey, so they start panicking and they basically try and get in. And you get this little sick scene with Kimiko, mate, where she's like scaling the wall up to like break in. She's so sick, mate. She is.
Yeah, good character. This bit in the cave though, like, it was so unnecessary. Like, they didn't have to have it in the episode, but they did it anyway for a laugh, didn't they? And
it's literally my next note, mate. I know exactly what you're going to say.
What we're about to discuss is very, very grim.
Oh, mate.
So, do you want to start this off? Okay, so Tech Knight's a bit of a kinky devil, isn't he? He's a bit of a he likes a number of fetishes, and one of them is he likes to strangle himself. You get him, don't you, these people. So he hanged himself from the ceiling. You know, I feel sorry for him in this whole episode. You know, the butler guy.
The butler, mate, yeah.
So he's got, so Tech Knight's hanging from the ceiling. Tech Knight's hanging from the ceiling, and obviously Huey's, as web weaver, he's got to try and impress him, hasn't he? He's got to do what he can and do his part for the team. And then Tech Knight goes, he brings a cake in, doesn't he? He gets his butler to bring a cake in, a big, massive chocolate cake. And you think, oh, they're going to have like a cake.
Bruce Bogtrotter Matilda type cake, innit? Like,
you're going to have a bonding, eating cake.
It's a decent cake.
Yeah, like hours of work been put into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes, Tech Knight says to you, he's like, take your trousers off. It sits in the cake.
He was like, oh, it's Belgium chocolate. You said that one, but that was the one that felt the nicest on the skin, didn't you? To like web weaver. And you was like, yeah. Take your trousers off.
Sit on the cake. So then you have a scene where like he was rubbing his ass in this cake.
He was literally just holding his balls and his knob, and he's sat on this cake, just rubbing his ass into a cake.
And then Tech Knight's like, "Oh, do a fart or whatever." And obviously, you was not ready to go, so he's like, "Oh, I'm not ready to go." Then he lets out a little whisper, doesn't he?
All whilst Tech Knight strangling himself, mate.
While like touching his own penis, like, oh, that's
so funny, mate. It's so funny, so unnecessary. Ashley rolls up as well.
Yes.
Mate, so freaky. She talks about sticking her throbbing clit on his face. She puts her own juices, like rubs them on his mask and everything. Like, the entire situation's just mental, absolutely mental.
That's what Ashley says that did me. It was like, I'm going to pee in your mouth like a skunk. I feel like feeling like a jug of water, wasn't it?
So yeah, obviously Ashley's tickling him and all this stuff, and then he says, "Oh, go and get changed and come back, like, and go join the party. I'll come and meet you," sort of thing. And then basically Yui gets caught, doesn't he? He finds out it's Yui because Tech Knight's thing is basically he's got super good hearing. He basically he knows if people are lying because he can hear the way the heartbeat changes, that sort of stuff. So he knows.
The thing in this episode as well, like after that cake episode, that cake bit, he gets bent over, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
He gets tied in, and when that happens in real life, mate, like, nah, mate, I'm done, kind of
no
thing.
Chance. No chance.
It goes along
Too
with
vulnerable,
him,
mate. Too vulnerable.
And like you said, I'll let you carry on these.
He's trying to get the job done, isn't he, mate? He's trying to get the job done.
Yeah.
But basically, when he gets caught, it's what he says to Yui, mate. Everyone has the same holes, and he gets boring. Sometimes you just need to make new ones and fuck them. What? That's outrageous, mate. Like, what? Who's writing this show? What sicko's writing this show, mate?
There's some trolls in it, but you got to remember, like in the previous episode or a couple of episodes ago, Huey's hero was Tech Knight, and now he's about to get like ripped apart by him.
Burnt off, and he's made him fart on a cake and everything.
But yeah, he catches him out because obviously he can read his heartbeat, can't he? He can see the movements in this. But also he asks for his what's the word? His like
safe word.
Safe word. That's what. And what does Huey's like? Lube? No, mate. That's not the safe word.
No, pal, it's not the safe word.
It's just like a random guess, but you can tell like the accent he does, like lube. Well, no.
Basically, at this point, you got Kimiko, M, and Starlight have managed to get in. Starlight gets caught by Firecracker. Manages to drug Firecracker. It gives her like a sedative or something, so Firecracker's basically knocked out. Sage catches them upstairs, so they finally get upstairs. They follow because obviously as Huey's going up, he mentions stuff. So he mentions like orchids or whatever on the wall, so they know which staircase the wall's on, and they mention obviously the books. So Kimiko's chucking all the books everywhere trying to find this safe book. Sage comes through, and then M is basically like, "No, don't move, I will shoot you." And he shoots Sage in the head, but obviously as we know, her brain regenerates, so it literally doesn't do anything to her. But all it did was like make her the mental age of like a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old or something. And I thought that was proper funny, mate. That was.
I was discussing this at work. Like, I'm assuming like when she gets shot in the head, she's unconscious. That's right.
Yeah, she did.
She's dead, but she's unconscious. Yeah.
She went unconscious, didn't she? So it's basically that knocks her out. Whilst she has to then wait for. She essentially is brain dead, isn't she? And then her brain just regenerates itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously at that point, M's struggling a bit because he's so stressed out all the time. He essentially collapses. You think he's having a heart attack, and A-Train finds him. A-Train, they've managed to persuade A-Train to take M to the hospital. And when they come back and they have a look, or like they turn around to have a look where Sage is, she's just not there. She's gone downstairs. She's just filling her face, like she's got cake all over her face, just eating cake like literally like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, mate. Like she's gone, isn't she?
Yeah, because the plan with Homeland was meant to get Sage to do this big speech, wasn't he?
Yeah.
To kind of appeal to these big wigs, big higher ups in society, the people with money. But then he tried to talk to her and she's literally talking gobbledygook, and she's like, her head's not there, mate.
Obviously she's not. She has no idea what's going on.
So then Homelander takes the floor, doesn't he? He's like, oh, I'll do it myself kind of thing. So he's trying to convince all this elite society to like side up against Robert Singer, isn't he? And to act the 25th Amendment, which is like a coup,
Amendment, yeah.
Yeah.
What,
which is a coup. And then all these higher ups are like asking him questions, and he's a bit like overwhelmed. And then Newman takes the floor, and
steps up because she's got political background. She's she's very smart. She knows what she's doing, type thing.
So she she tells him how she would handle it. She promises these things, and then they kind of like agree with it, don't they? And then we get flipped back down to the dirty cave, don't we? Which where When you're like talking about it, you read your notes, you're like flipping.
It's ridiculous, mate. It's the red guy in the gimp suit as well, mate, being the hero.
Yeah, so Kimiko and Starlight, they managed to get down into the cave.
Yeah.
She was tied up, about to get another hole put in him, and and then so they get they stop Technight, they tie him up, and then they start like asking a question like, what's the kind of the plans and stuff like that. He don't answer. They start stabbing it. He's like enjoying it. He starts stabbing the leg. He's like enjoying it. It's like, what do we do here? And then that heroic red gimp escapes.
Breaks free,
Escapes
doesn't
the
it?
wall. He breaks free, and they think like he's going to do something like attack him or something. But it turns out he runs up to this laptop, doesn't he? And he shows them all of Technight's bank accounts, all his money. He's got tons of money. And then to try and get to them, they sort of like sending money to different charities, don't they?
Yeah, Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, because he knows it's just rattling, won't it?
Yeah, and he's literally fuming, and then he ends up telling him that Homelander wants to use. He's got him on board for the time being because he wants to use the prisons that his family owns. And then we find out it's probably to lock a lot of people up.
Yeah, it's essentially just to turn them into like proper Hitler, like Nazi style, like concentration camps. And then the butler, he's having, as soon as he heard that, mate, he murked him off, mate. He was having none of that, was he? Like, done him in straight away. And then the butler's like, just so you know, the safe word was Zendaya.
I just love the bit, they go back up in the lift.
Yeah.
And like the doors are closing and that like Red Gimp's is like waving.
Just waving. Right. I wonder who he is, I wonder if we'll see him again.
He's a hero, so yeah, maybe we'll see him.
And then you get this other, it's just moment after moment, this episode, mate. So you get this other part, obviously the party's over, blah, blah, they're all back. And Firecracker's going in to see Homelander. And Homelander's like, look, I'm not attracted to you, like, I don't know what you want me to do, like, I don't like you. It turns out Firecracker's been taking loads of drugs so she can make her body produce breast milk. And she starts undressing herself, and he's like, look, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not attracted to you. She just starts squirting breast milk at Homelander's face.
It just, I love that how he changes all of a sudden. It's like, he gets a bit of squirt in the mouth. He's like, it's like something. It's like,
excited.
What?
You're not pregnant. It's like, yeah, I've been taking loads of drugs. It only slightly, what does you say? Like, it slightly enlarges the heart or something. Is like the side effect for it. And then it cuts to a scene where she's literally got him on his lap, on her lap, sorry, and she's feeding him like a baby. I don't even know what this show's about anymore, mate. I literally don't.
I love the bit, it's only like a small bit, but I like the bit where the boys are back at the office, all chatting about what they've learned. And then Huey's like, or traumatized, and he's like, actually, about come on my face and tickle my feet. Just like standing there, because obviously he's lost his dad as well.
I'm not okay. He just starts crying. I'm not okay.
It's just like nowhere in it. It's like, actually, about come on my face. Oh, mate, it's so funny, man.
And also, mate, I fucking called it.
Big moment.
I fucking called it, mate. Jeffrey D. Morgan's in his head. He's not real. He's not even alive. So you get this whole like angel. It's basically like a devil and an angel on your shoulder type situation, isn't it? You got Becca, who's like the good one, telling to do the good things. And you got Jeffrey D. Morgan, who's just like, just kill them all, mate. Like, he's not bothered.
Yeah, we find out, don't we, that obviously he wants Shamir to make this virus.
Yeah.
But Shamir tells him in order to make this virus strong enough to kill Homelander, it will cause this like epidemic, this pandemic.
Kill every single suit, basically.
So you can see the power of Homelander, literally, like, it will kill every suit just to kill him.
Yeah.
So we can see the power, and that's what we find out about Jeffrey D. Morgan. And
he confirms as well that it was Butcher, which you guessed that killed Ezekiel. He's like, yeah, I did it, sort of thing. Like, he's obviously, Butcher's still got V in him. He's still got powers, hasn't he, really? He must have, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to do that. But then obviously, like Shamir, the one-legged dude, is just dead confused, looking at Butcher talking to himself. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, because obviously Shimi is obviously not going to do the virus because obviously his daughter
Yeah.
and his wife is soups, aren't he? So I like the bit where Jeffrey Morgan says he's like I'm kind of wanted like I'm in your mind and then you're kind of considering this kind of this action of
Yeah,
this
like
this
it's like
global epidemic.
I am you. Like
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
not me talking. This is literally your brain and your thoughts.
yeah, yeah. So he's a bit torn into about what to do, but if he goes along with it, that'd be massive, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, the episode is out right now as we're talking about
Yeah.
this. So
And it's only 2 episodes left, isn't there?
yeah, not many now. I think that was what episode 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we've got 2 episodes left. I think the last episode is called Assassination Run, so I'm excited to see what happens there. But we've got one before that, so yeah.
I'm going to let you kick this one off, mate. I know you've been excited about this bad boy, and you said you got a load of notes on this. I've got quite a few notes, but mine are more for the back end of the episode. But House of Dragons episode 4, what
that's
an episode, mate.
Best episode this season, I thought.
Oh, easily. I think it's the best episode to date of House of Dragons, including last season, mate. I genuinely do.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember much of last season. I'll have to rewatch it at some point, but okay, so I'll try and break it down for you. So the episode starts with Damon again. He's having this other vision, isn't he? There's rumours that the woman, Alice, she might be kind of controlling. It's not been confirmed yet, but she might be kind of controlling what Damon's seeing and what he's thinking in his visions. But we have this vision where Damon's in the throne room, isn't he? And the young Rhaenyra is sitting on the throne, and she starts approaching him, taunting him in Targaryen, high Targaryen, saying that stuff like her dad, his brother, loved her more than him. And then just ends up chopping her head off, doesn't he? Boom!
Oh, yeah.
Her head's gone. And then literally her head's on the floor, and he looks to her, and she's literally like taunting him still. Looking up like taunting him. But then we wake up, don't we? He wakes up from his, it's like a nightmare. And that old dude, Sir Strong, tells him the news of what Cole's done. He's quickly and successfully took most of the castles in the Riverlands. And he's literally tripled his army. So, and then we all know the destination is Harrenhal, don't we?
Getting there, mate.
And then we have this bit where Damon meets the young Tully, who's like, he wants his army, doesn't he?
He's basically the heir of the throne into there. He's basically going to become the leader.
Yeah, so he's grandsire to the guy who's leading his grandfather at the moment. And then I love the bit, like, obviously Damon's desperate for an army because he knows what's happened with Cole. He's like, can't you just speed the process along and put a pillow over his head?
Over his head, mate. Outrageous, mate.
I'm just like, what?
It's like, can't you just speed up your inheritance and put a pillow over his head?
Yeah. And it's like, because no, it's like, oh,
it's my granddad, mate.
Yeah, it's like useless then, and then he plans to meet this Blackwood, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Obviously, we found out last episode that them two were at war with the Brackens, so he plans to kind of side with one of them, which is the one who is for Rhaenyra. But then, what notes have you got?
I've got my next bit. It would be Alicent is bugging still because obviously the whole Aegon being king thing. I think she's obviously still a little bit unsure of that because she's been reading loads of books, hasn't she? So I think she knows. Obviously, she's proper messed that up, and she's preggers as well.
Yeah, because like you say, she's obviously looking for these books, isn't she?
Yeah.
Trying to find the answer. That's literally probably not even.
She's been
there,
reading basically the Song of Ice and Fire, hasn't she? She's been reading the stories.
I like this other bit where we find out that Baylor, which is Damon's daughter from his first wife, she's talking to the council of old gits at Dragonstone, isn't she?
Oh, mate, I've literally put here just loads of sitting and chatting in these parts about where people are and what armies they've got, etc. Also, they've cast loads of ugly Brits, giving us a bad name. They need to hire some good-looking people.
Yeah, so all again from that last episode, all whinging still, aren't they?
Yeah.
bunch of whinges, and obviously Rhaenyra's still went to King's Landing, so she's still out of action at the moment.
Yeah, no one knows where she is. They're all a bit confused.
Well, like, what we're doing, what we're meant to be doing here. But then there's a bit, don't we, where it flips to Sir Kristen. He's taking another castle, and
he's just going around threatening people, isn't he?
Yeah, so he took his castle, and then he's like saying, "Oh, whoever opposes will get killed off." And then we have this bit where the leader gets brought out, doesn't he?
That old bloke, legend.
Yeah, the poor old bloke refuses to bend the knee to Aegon, gets deemed a traitor, and then we have this old dude like leaning over. So Kristen chops his head off, doesn't he?
Fills him in, mate. I respect the fact that he spits on him, though. He spits on Kristen, doesn't he? I respect that.
He gives him like a new name, doesn't he? Kingmaker.
Oh yeah, Kingmaker, that's it.
Yeah, that Kingmaker. And then one swipe, and just chops his head off, doesn't he? And then he received a letter, doesn't he? For his next destination, or where he's heading next. And then we find out a bit later who's that's come from, isn't it? So.
Getting there, mate. Getting there. This, honestly, mate, throws that rag on the floor, mate. You know, and he chops his head off. If literally, right. I hate Kristen, mate, and this is another reason, right. He cleans his sword off with that rag, just throws it on the floor, mate. So not only are you an arsehole, you're literally littering, mate. What a cretin. That's literally what... I was like, what are you doing, mate? It's not even your land, pal.
Kristen's obviously hated by people, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, loads of people hate him.
Because he plays the character well. So.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
It's meant to, yeah.
But
then we have...
Aegon can't even speak Targaryen. Useless. That's literally one of my notes. Obviously...
I love his bit because Aegon's like fuming about Daemon taking Harrenhal. That's obviously the goal.
Oh yeah, no one listens to him, do they? Because he's literally useless.
And he's having a go at that Lord Larys, isn't he? He's like, but why would you let him take your castle, or whatever? And that Lord Larys is like, sir, the castle is more crippled than me.
Me, yeah.
He goes, that castle will drive Daemon to madness, which you can see it is.
It is, yeah.
Like, and obviously it tells him that he's penniless. And then, what does he say? Yeah, then he's telling him like what the kind of plan is. Obviously, Rhaenyra's isolated on Dragonstone, while Sir Christian keeps like flooding the castles in the Crownlands. And then we have this bit where Aemon says, Sir Christian's next stop is Rook's Rest.
Yeah.
Because one of the people on the council of Rhaenyra's council that's what he owns. That's his homeland kind of thing. His home city kind of thing. And then we find out that Aemon has been secretly plotting with
doing all the
Sir
plans.
Christian Cole. Yeah, and he tells him what's happening, and then because, like I said earlier, Aegon can't speak High Valyrian, but you see that Aemon can speak very well.
Yeah.
High Valyrian, which shows that. So if you see that Aemon's literally, he's got the best dragon. He's more intelligent and he's more educated.
And his head's longer.
And his head's longer, and he loves the brothels, but also like he's such a better king.
Oh yeah, he would. He's
to take over from Aegon.
He's a better Targaryen, a better Viserion. He's just a better in terms of battle and those sort of times. He's got the better head for it. Aegon doesn't have a clue what he's doing. Like he's literally so rubbish, and we learn that a little bit more later in this episode. But obviously, it cuts to Daemon at this point going mental again, roaming around that castle, following himself. And obviously, he meets that witchy woman.
Yeah.
Which you saw like an interesting theory about that, didn't you? Who she might be. Obviously, it's not guaranteed. It's just someone's theory on it, which I thought was quite interesting. Basically, her being the Red Witch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From Game of Thrones.
Melisandre from Game of Thrones.
Which would be sick if that was a link. That'd be wicked. But she's like, he ends up talking to her. She makes like a drink, gets him to drink it, takes his dodgy drink, mate. And he just comes to at the table mid-convo, mate. He's done for, isn't he? And he's just got that bloke, he turns around, he's like, because like Martin mentioned, the Blackwoods and the Brackens, or whatever they're called, he's obviously called one of them over, and he's like, he turns to him and looks at him and is like, who are you? It's like, you asked me to come here, what do you mean, like?
I love that bit. It's like,
Who are you?
you imagine having a conversation, you get summoned somewhere, like to a job interview or something, like the guy's like, "Who are you?" Like,
Who are
what?
you?
You come here?
You told me to come here.
And then Damon's still tripping in. He sees his dead first wife, doesn't he? Like walking around,
Yeah.
serving the drinks. Like, why would she be doing that? She's back to life. But
So what's going off here?
yeah, it's proper tripping out. And that's another theory I read about Alice. She's kind of like might be controlling through the drugs and stuff. Might be controlling what Damon sees and why he's having all these nightmares
Make
and
him
stuff.
hallucinate and stuff.
I just love the bit where later on the episode, Aegon runs to his mum, doesn't he? Because the council won't listen to him. He's like, oh, no one will listen to me. And then his mum pretty much says, like, just sit back and do nothing. Like, all these people in the council have like earned their positions.
Yeah.
And then you've come along and just sit back and do nothing.
Yeah, like, was your plan.
That's the
The
best thing to
plan
do.
with you was for you to just sit back and do nothing and just learn from the people that have got the sort of like the history of experience and just absorb information, not be a little rat ass shit face, mate.
And it flips back to Sir Kristen, innit? He's bringing his army to march on Rook's Rest, but it's in the daytime, innit?
Yeah.
And I love that the bit where Sir Gawain guy I find really annoying. I love the bit where he says in here, it's like, "Have you grown tired of living?" It's not brilliant because he knows obviously dragons are looming.
Yeah, the daytime.
The hunter for him. It's like, have you gone?
One thought I like about this when Kristen's on his horse, mate. His horse has got a horn, mate. He's turned his horse into a unicorn, pal.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he's got armour on. He's got like a little like, unicorn horn on his horse's helmet, mate.
Oh, right. I'll check that out. But yeah, so it's a bit weird into Sir Gawain here because literally Dragonstone is literally over the bay from this Rook's Rest. It's not far, so it's like to go out in daytime would just be a bit of a suicide
Yeah.
for anyone. But yeah, what have you got on the notes next?
I've got Rhaenyra rolling up, mate.
Yeah.
So Rhaenyra's basically rolls up, tells everyone where she's been, what's happening. Essentially, that she knows that the only thing to do now is just to have a scrap, just literally to have a fight and to have a battle and a war. I've put Rhaenyra, the true queen.
I like this bit as well because like through the season, I at one point thought as well, like you think like all this stuff's happening and Rhaenyra's like really quiet and like seems like weak, like she's like, what are you doing? Why are you stalling or whatever? But obviously she's looking at every different way to try and stop this war, like from happening, just have peace. But then obviously it comes down to it, there's no option. It's just war, isn't it? Like she's exhausted every option to try and
literally
get
the
peace,
final
but,
straw was going to see Alicent, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
also
So
her
that's it,
son Jace or whatever his name is, you know, the brown hair. Mate, his outfit's sick. You know the little the Targaryen dragon sign, like symbol on it, the black armor. So good that is, mate.
I'm intrigued to see how he does in battle, like
If he's even
because obviously we know about his brother Luke got jumped up there,
yeah,
and they didn't really do anything. He's a bit weak, wasn't he? But
got murked off.
we got to see what this guy can do.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see a little bit more development from some of the characters. Like Aegon at this point as well, he's basically he's off his head, isn't he? He's absolutely hammered, drunk, absolutely blind drunk, and he starts getting geared up, mate.
Yeah, we have that scene, don't we, where Rhaenyra was like, it's like we need to send a dragon. We need to send a dragon to Rook's Roost because they're about to take some more land, like important like land. And then Rhaenyra's like, "Oh, I'll go on my dragon." And they're like, "No." And then that Rhaenyra is, isn't it? Sick character. She steps up and she goes, "I've got the biggest dragon." It's like Melares, isn't it?
Vagar or something. Is obviously what's his one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's I think it's Malise or something like that.
Malise or something, isn't
Malise,
it?
Malise, that's it, yeah. That's the biggest dragon on Rhaenyra's army. So obviously Rhaenyra's army, yeah, so Rhaenyra's like, puts herself forward. Who's obviously Rhaenyra's sister, which is Rhaenyra's auntie. And she was meant to become king, wasn't she, in the first season, but it never happened.
Oh, mate, her
Yeah.
dragon's so sick as well. It looks wicked, doesn't it?
I love that scene where so we have the scene where Rhaenyra is like going to a dragon, and we see this bond that they both have, and obviously they've been in a lot of battles
You're like,
together.
come on, old girl.
Yeah, yeah. But then we see on the other side, we see Aegon, like you said earlier, he's getting on his dragon, and then we see the bond there because they kind of like the dragon like nudges him, doesn't it? Like, so
Yeah,
they see like so we see that the strong bond that the riders have with their dragons. Thought that was pretty decent.
they have a mutual respect. But the archers
Yeah,
on that tiny castle, mate, they're sick. Them archers are. There's just not enough of them. Like they're doing a all right job, aren't they, for a bit? But there's just not enough of them, mate.
it's like Legolas, isn't it?
But
Like
then,
Legolas on
oh
that.
yeah, Aegon rolls up though, uh, absolutely blind, drunk at his face. It's just so hectic, mate, isn't it? Like he don't know what he's doing, mate. He genuinely don't know what he's doing.
So Aegon rolls. So Rhaenyra is already there. She's
She's
literally
made
cooking,
away.
isn't she?
Yeah,
She's
she's
cooking
loving it,
people,
mate.
mate. She's
Turning folk
blowing
to
people away.
ash.
Can you imagine though if you're on that wall and you see like a dragonfly in it? Here we go.
Oh, I'd be mad,
I'm
wouldn't it?
gonna I'm gonna sleep tonight. Well,
Um,
yeah, so I don't have to do anything. I'll just sit back and watch this dragon.
should we go get some food?
But then yeah, Aegon flies in, doesn't he? He flies in, and then Sir Christian's like, no. So before that, Sir Christian goes like blow the horns or
Yeah,
whatever. And you're
make the
like,
signal.
what's this
Make the
about?
signal.
So we're like, oh, there must be a plan in place. Anyway, as it blows a signal, we find out that Aemon on Vhagar, the biggest dragon in the realm, is literally hiding
It's
away.
just in some trees, mate. Dossing, like proper chilling out.
And he's about to move one and then he sees Aegon flying over on Sunfire, and he's like kind of Vhagar, hold for a second, so let's see what happens. Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
actually, we're going to chill here for a little bit longer. Let's have a look what
Yeah.
happens to this drip.
Yeah, and then he goes to fight Rhaenyra, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He gets absolutely battered.
I tell you what, though, mate. I felt sorry for even Aegon's dragon, mate. I felt proper bad for that dragon, you know. It got all, like clawed all its chest and like she's sick, though, isn't she? That old girl.
Yeah, Rhaenyra's. Yeah, I like the bit where her dragon literally claws Aegon's dragon's chest, and then like there's all that blood in it, like acidy blood.
Acidy, yeah, like burning people
It like
below.
falls on the people, yeah, the soldiers blown, and she burns them to pieces. But then anyway, so Aegon and Rhaenyra's dragons are fighting. Rhaenyra's got the upper hand, and then Aegon turns around and he sees Vhagar coming in.
Oh yeah,
On
big
Aemon
boy.
with Vhagar.
Mate,
It's
the
like, yes,
size of Vhagar is unreal, isn't it? Swiss cheese fucking wings, mate.
battle hardened, isn't it? And then it flies in, and like Aegon's like, I've been saved, and it literally gets blasted, doesn't it?
Oh,
He gets blasted by his own brother.
He goes for him. Like he's sabotaging him, mate. Aemon's just gone for them both. But I think he wanted Aegon dead, or he wants Aegon dead. I do.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
The goal is, I think he's hoping that he can then take over for the king.
yeah. And obviously, that last episode obviously got humiliated in the brothel, so he's got beef against him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
They literally like made him walk out with his knob out, didn't he? But
she's old girl. She's off on her way off. Nah, she's almost thinks she's going, and then she's just like, nah, like come on, let's do it. Like she goes round basically to get a bit more, doesn't she?
yeah, I like the bit where she like they kind of like both the dragons and her like look at each other, don't they? The dragon and her looks at each other like, yeah, let's go back kind of thing. And she literally turns. Yeah, and then obviously with Aegon been burnt on his dragon, he's fallen into the forest nearby, isn't he? So he's at the fight, and then Rhaenyra goes to fight Aemon and Rhaegar.
Vhagar's unreal. So there's a part where like she's flying over, and it's just like he comes out from behind the castle, and I was watching at that like proper intense in the dark, and he came out, and I was like, oh, like it proper made me jump. I was like, what the hell? Like he's done it.
Because we have that scene, don't we? Like just before that, like Rhaenyra goes back into battle, doesn't she? And her dragon's getting fighting, and she claws Vhagar, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And then they kind of like both drop out the sky, and then Rhaenyra flies off, and then again she turns back round, doesn't she? And then that's when you have that bit with And when the dragon gets the dragon, mate, it's literally like chomping its neck in there.
Oh, he's done for 100%. And then you just get that scene where she's slowly falling on the dragon, mate.
Yeah, she's done, mate.
Felt so bad for her, mate. Felt so bad for her. But Kristen's still alive, unfortunately. His unicorn's dead at this point, I believe.
Just get another one.
We get this point where he's like, he's walking through, and he's like a person with full suit of armor, and he like moves him, and it's just, it looks so real, mate. And it's just ash, just literally the bones and stuff just crumble underneath him.
I mean, I love the visuals. I love the visuals on the show. Like,
it's so
because Sir Christian wakes up, when Sir Christian Cole wakes up, and he looks over the battlefield, it's literally just destruction in it.
Oh yeah,
it's destruction.
You got
dragon. You got Rhaenyra's dragon, obviously dead in the castle, smash the castle up, and you've got like body and burn marks everywhere, blood everywhere, bodies. That's what happens when you bring dragon into a war.
And you basically get this part, don't you, where it goes over to Aegon and his dragon. His dragon's proper suffering, mate. Like, felt dead bad for it. And then that's obviously the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And
I like the bit where you see Aemon, don't you, with his sword out drawn, and he's walking towards his brother, and then he kind of gets distracted by Kristen Cole, and he's like, "Where's Aegon?" And then obviously he's like curled up in the dragon's body, so you don't know if he's dead or not.
Yeah,
I know if he's alive or not.
I don't think he's dead, mate. I think he's still alive.
Nah.
But there's still 4 episodes to go, mate, of this, and that the next episode's got to be massive, mate.
Yeah, this is the start of the war in it now, so I think the next 4 episodes are going to be heavy, because obviously Rhaenyra's now lost her dragon.
Dragon's gone.
Her biggest dragon's
gone.
Aunt is gone, and then there's obviously the sea snake.
Yeah, one of her sons is gone.
Yeah, so the sea snake, who's obviously married to Rhaenyra's.
Yeah.
He's going to want payback, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a large fleet, so. I've got a question for you though. How do you think Vhagar will die? How could you take him down? I think
he's got a fast
strike.
He's got a small head though, hasn't he? I honestly think, you know, if you have got a fast one, because the claws, mate, they're lethal with them claws. It's his eyes. Go for his eyes, I think, you know. Blind him.
It's either that or use the scorpion crossbow things, isn't it, to take him down?
Oh, them big ballistas or whatever they're called, yeah.
That's too easy, isn't it? You're going to have to take him down in a fight, aren't you, with some dragons. Like a couple of dragons to take him out.
I don't think you'll be able to, mate. I think he'll move and you just fire it through one of the holes in his wing, mate. Miss him every time.
So I was looking at...
I feel like you can only blind him in dragon fight.
I was looking at like doing a bit of homework on the size of the dragons in the show. And obviously, Vhagar is the biggest one.
Yeah.
But the one before that was it Balerion, I think it was, who was rode by Aegon, who burnt that Arryn Hole, which had burned that to crisp. And that's died now. So Vhagar is the biggest one.
I think that's the one that's probably the skeleton under the ground in one of the buildings. I think
it is, yeah. Legend, mate.
We're going to move on to a little bit of what I like to call the STCO section, mate. Shit that's coming out.
Nice.
So we've got a little bit of news. We know we've been neglecting the video game side of things a little bit, but it is a bit hard to talk about video games unless it is news. And I watched the Quiet Place Day One, I think it's called, movie the other day.
What? You watched it?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's okay. It's all right. It's not as good as the other two, I don't think, but it's still an all right movie though. Did enjoy it. Which then led me to find that there's a Quiet Place horror video game coming out this year. I've not seen much on it, but it looks quite interesting. I love the concept of that. It looks very, very interesting. So I'm gonna have a little bit more of a wait and see sort of thing. See if I can find some more gameplay in the release. I think the character's like got asthma or something, so obviously that's going to add a little bit of an issue for you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it does look very good. So I'm looking forward to that one. The Wolverine game.
Yeah.
Turns out there's some unfinished leaked gameplay footage of it in like an early stage of development, and you can just tell it's by the same people that do the Spidey games. It literally is like the movement and mechanics is obviously identical to the Spider-Man games, so you know for a fact it's bound to be pretty fun.
Yeah. Looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah, and then I've got a couple more things I want to talk about as well. Very small, very small, but Shrek Five's been announced randomly. Which I don't know.
Awesome.
I don't know why. To be fair, it's just dead random, innit? A Shrek Five, like. I mean,
For the fans,
I'm
isn't
pretty
it?
sure it's gonna be great, and I'll give it a watch. But I just think it's dead
Yeah.
random with Shrek Five coming out, and then the, not one of the greatest movie trilogy of all times, Mr. Tolkien's world, The Lord of the Rings, mate, is getting an anime release. Um,
I'll wait for that.
and boy, oh boy, mate, if this is done right, this could be absolutely incredible and just bring that world to a lot more people. Because there's a lot of people that probably only watch anime, they don't really watch much else. But I think if they do it so well, depending on how they animate it as well, they could go like a Studio Ghibli type route and make it sort of that sort of animation style. But obviously, there's magic in there. There's orcs, urukais, dragons. There's all sorts of stuff in Lord of the Rings, mate. Like mythical
Yeah.
creatures and everything. There's so much they could do to make that great. And if they do get it right, it's going to be one of the biggest anime ever, mate. I'm not even going to lie.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like I say, if they do it right, there's so many stories in the Tolkien world that have to do with Lord of the Rings. So if they do one story and it does well, there's so many other stories they can make,
Oh,
and I hope they
build on
do.
that.
And I hope they
Easy.
do, yeah. Because obviously there's a lot of obviously people know about the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, but there's other stuff in like the Silmarillion, like other stories that people don't know about, like the lore and stuff. So they can literally move on to that and just bring it to life, kind of things, which is I'm excited for. That'd be good.
So good, mate. It'll be so sick.
Yeah, I've got some gaming news also. Resident Evil 9 is in the works for all those horror fans out there. I know I've not really played much of the newer Resident Evils, which I do plan to do. But this is apparently by the director who did Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Um, and apparently there's rumours that footage will drop soon, so look forward to that. Also, got a game called Double Dragon. I remember when I was a little kid, Double Dragon was all in the arcades. It's a bit of a game like Streets of Rage, Golden Axe style. So they're bringing a 3D version of that out called Double Dragon Revive. Um, it's going to look good. They've got a trailer at the moment, a teaser trailer on YouTube, I believe, and they've got some graphics showing the different characters on Twitter. So go check that out. Talking of Capcom, also, so the other day, a game called Dino Crisis PS1. I think they brought three of them out. I played two of them. So they're celebrating the 25th anniversary, like the birthday, and they put a picture of like a bloody dino claw or foot on, I believe Twitter or online. So I'm hoping it's a remake because I did enjoy what I played. Obviously, it was a long time ago now, but with the success of the Resident Evil games that have come out, Capcom could just do some really good stuff with this. And obviously, it won't be just for the hardcore fans, but obviously, it will bring like a new crowd. So, I mean, Resident Evil, as with dinosaurs in, sounds so good to me. I
Oh
love
yeah,
that. Yeah. But
dinosaurs
also,
are sick though, aren't they?
yeah, and everything dinosaurs are sick. Jurassic Park and all that. And but for those who are on PlayStation Plus, this month in July, we've got a game that me and Ian love coming out, which is Crisis Core.
Christ,
So get your hands on that. Sick.
absolutely
Yeah,
legendary, mate.
old Zach in it. We've got Mountain Blade Bannerlord. I've played Mountain Blade 1. So good. So good. You build your army up, you go into battle, if you love that kind of stuff. We've got another game called Job Simulator. So if you when you finish your day at work and you want a bit more action, get on Job Simulator and carry on just living your life, doing a job. But we've also got Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. So I don't know what that game's about, but it sounds dodgy.
That does sound a bit dodgy, doesn't it?
Yeah, so yeah, if you're a Ratchet and Clank fan, get on that. And then we've got Remnant 2, which is of course will come out. Well, it's coming out this month. So yeah, that's the bigger games of the selection. I think there's a few more indie games, but yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's all the news I've got for you. for
That's
now.
it. That's all we've got.
That's it. End of the show.
That's it, mate. That's the end of the show. End of the show, pal. Again, everyone, thanks for sticking around if you're this far in. We do appreciate it. But you need to be in Discord, mate. Like, you got to be in Discord. It's literally the only place you need to be.
We've started uploading shorts, haven't we, to YouTube?
They're going.
Just funny little things we've been working on. We've got loads more to come out.
Instagram's a con. Because it's dead random. You get like 5 views sometimes, you get 1. TikTok's hit and miss, dead random. Sometimes you get 900 views, sometimes you'll get 22. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And then YouTube as well is also probably the more consistent one, to be fair. YouTube is in terms of viewerage. You probably get around the similar on that. But get in there, like all of our shorts, share all of our shorts, favourite all of our shorts, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, join the Discord, buy the t-shirt, get on it.
Saying to buy the t-shirt, I've actually brought the t-shirt.
Yeah, I still need to buy the t-shirt.
You're like telling people, like, get the t-shirt. Have you got it? No, mate.
I will do that. I will do, innit?
Yeah, we'll be there.
I got bills to pay, man. I got bills to pay.
But yeah, we're gonna obviously increase the shorts. We're gonna do other things with like the merchandise in the future. But like I say, get on the Discord, mate. Get on YouTube. Get subscribed, and we've got loads more content to bring you.
Just leave us comments, man. That's all we need.
Even if you like dissing us, just leave comments.
Yeah, you don't have to be a positive comment. Just anything. Just boost interaction. That's all.
But yeah, so we've got loads more coming out. But for now, that is the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Until next week.
Cheers for sticking around.
Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.
Take care.